Today's notes about the General Assembly are a little bit of an expansion of what you read about yesterday, and then of course it's a review of what you just read today. The General Assembly is comprised of the House of Delegates and the Senate, making it a bicameral legislature. The background of the picture is the Capitol building in Richmond. So what gives them power? It actually starts with the United States Constitution providing for state governments to have power. This comes from the 10th Amendment, and they're called reserved powers. In other words, the United States government, when it was created, set aside specific powers so the states would be able to do necessary things within the state. So because of that, Virginia was allowed to have its own constitution, and that's what gives power to the General Assembly. Just like at the national level, there are expressed powers that the General Assembly has from or in the Virginia Constitution. So expressed powers are written in the Virginia Constitution, and implied powers are not, but they're the ones that are used to help carry out the expressed powers. So what do? Well, first of all, just as a reminder, they're only allowed to do this because of the 10th Amendment in the U.S. Constitution. These are reserved powers. They do meet annually for a fixed time period, and it's different every other year. In the state of Virginia, there's a biennial budget, so that means every 2 years. I am telling you that because that's what determines how many days they meet. So in a budget year, the General Assembly meets for 60 days. In a non-budget year, they meet for 45. Their main job is to make laws, just like the national government, just like Congress. These laws involve the state and can circle anything from education. This is why we have 180 days of the school year. It can be public health, so these are like hospital regulations, etc. The environment, it would make sense that states kind of make laws regarding the environment more than the national government due to the fact that the environments in each state are different. There's a state budget. Again, as I said, it's a biennial budget, so it's every 2 years. And with that, the Virginia state government can levy and collect taxes. Be aware that none of these laws get made without outside influences like individuals and interest groups. Lastly, the General Assembly is the group that's responsible for the start of amending the Constitution. So it starts with a proposal or introduction by the General Assembly, and it's ratified by Virginia state citizens. These are the same steps for the U.S. Constitution, except the U.S. Constitution is not ratified by all citizens in the United States. It's ratified by state legislatures, but it would make sense that it is ratified by citizens in the state of Virginia. So let's talk about your illustrations today. You're going to title the page General Assembly, divide it into 3 sections, and then I want you to notice right here that there are questions that you should answer. And I'm actually going to do the 10th Amendment on the screen for you. It does say, show how the General Assembly has power. So it starts with the U.S. Constitution, and that comes from the 10th Amendment, right? That gives the states power. Because of that, Virginia is allowed to have its own constitution. Which created the Virginia General Assembly. Please note that I did do that with 3 colors. So even though you're doing a diagram, it does have to be done in 3 colors. If you have questions, I'll answer them next class period.